News 5 app. There is interactive radar and 24/7 access to the latest forecast. The News 5 app is free to download on Google Play and right there in the App Store.
Today, the head of railroad company Norfolk Southern testified on Capitol Hill. The company's CEO discussed the toxic train derailment in East Palestine and other recent locations. Alan Shaw says Norfolk Southern has a 6-point plan to improve the company's safety procedures. Ohio Senator Sherrod Brown also spoke at today's hearing and once again called for lawmakers to pass the Railway Safety Act he introduced along with fellow Ohio Senator J.D. Vance.
Shouldn't take a train derailment for elected officials to put partisanship aside and work together for the people whom we serve, not corporations like Norfolk Southern. Lobbyists for the rail companies have spent years fighting every effort to strengthen rules to make our trains and our rail lines safer. Now Ohioans are paying the price.
And an East Palestine woman who lives just 2 miles from that derailment site spoke with reporters following today's testimony.
I think it's really important to point out that it's not just East Palestine and the surrounding areas, but this has been an ongoing issue for years, and it's been across America.
So for more about today's hearings in Washington, we are joined now by Scripps News reporter Nathaniel Reed.
Okay, Nathaniel, let's start with the CEO of Norfolk Southern, Alan Shaw. Were senators actually satisfied with his testimony today?
I think it's fair to say that they weren't. For the most part, senators were not happy with some of the questions and some of the answers that he gave the committee today. Vermont Senator Bernie Sanders even accused him of answering questions like a politician without getting to the actual point. I had an opportunity to catch up, though, with the committee's chairman, Tom Carper of Delaware, who told me this after the hearing.
I appreciated the fact that he apologized. Somebody needed to apologize. Somebody needs to take responsibility for this and apologize. And that was appreciated. I asked him a number of yes/no questions. I didn't get a lot of yes answers, and we're going to give him a chance to, in the days ahead, to revisit some of those questions.
Now, senators have the ability to submit questions for the record that he will then respond to in writing. But what's certain is a number of senators were not happy with some of the testimony he gave today. I also want to note that Ohio Senators J.D. Vance and Sherrod Brown did not have the opportunity to ask questions of Alan Shaw. They were able to give opening statements today, but they do not serve on the Environment and Public Works Committee, so they did not have the opportunity to directly ask questions from him during that committee hearing.
Okay, Nate, let's stay on that about Brown and Vance just for a second, because I know they introduced the Railway Safety Act of 2023 earlier this month. Is there any update on that legislation there in Capitol Hill?
Well, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer said that he's supportive of that bill, and President Biden has made similar comments as well. But today, J.D. Vance said he knows of a number of Republican lawmakers who he said could be potentially opposed to the bill, and left a very clear statement for them at the start of today's hearing. Let's listen.
Now we are faced with a choice. With this legislation and how we respond to this crisis, do we do the bidding of a massive industry that is in bed with big government, or do we do the bidding of the people who elected us to the Senate and to the Congress in the first place? I believe that we are the party of working people, but it's time to be the party of working people. We have a choice. Are we for big business and big government, or are we for the people of East Palestine? It's a time for choosing. Let's make the right one.
Now, while it seems like there's a lot of support for that legislation in the U.S. Senate, still major questions remain in the House, where it's going to be up to House Speaker Kevin McCarthy as to whether he wants to put that bill on the floor. Of course, we might be months away from that happening, but that is a basic overview of where that legislation stands. It's worth noting there's a number of bipartisan senators who are sponsoring it, everyone from Marco Rubio, Josh Hawley, to Ohio Democratic Senator Sherrod Brown.
All right, well, we'll see how that goes. Nathaniel Reed live for us in Washington from Scripps News. Nate, thanks a lot.